Let's do my everyday makeup routine. Realistic, no Instagram perfect. This is what I've been wearing really quickly when I just want to have something on, get ready, and look put together. So yeah, let's get started. Let's put something on the lips. This is by Givenchy Prisma Glass in 01. It's the clear one because my lips need hydration. Okay. I'm going to quickly start with sunscreen. This has been one of my favorites. I purchased this myself. This is by D'Alba, the UV Essence Waterful Lightweight Sunscreen. I have been loving this. It's very hydrating and provides a nice protective layer on the skin. So it's really good. Oh, and it has a nice citrusy smell as well. Brows are usually really quickly for me, so it's not something that I like to spend my time on. While this settles in, let's apply some. I want to add this to my hands as well. This is by Salt and Stone, and the fragrance I got is the Bergamot and Hinoki. It smells very nice and citrusy. Also not too citrusy, like it has a little bit of citrus, but it has that nice spa-like smell. So I do want to put a little bit on the back of my hands because they feel quite dry. Oh, it smells like a hotel. You know, when you go to a tropical vacation and they have that nice scent coming from hotels, that's what I feel like it smells like. I'm gonna move on to this Chanel product. This is the Chanel Sculpting Balm, and it's kind of, it looks like a highlighter stick, so it's this one here. There's no shade on it, but I picked up my lightest shade, and I like to use this all over the face before I apply my foundation, just for an extra bonus of glossiness. Also, you can use it as a highlighter, so you can put it on the highest points there. I'll just go with my dampen sponge here, and I like to use this, like I said, if I go with a matte foundation, which I'm gonna go today, then I like to put this underneath just so I don't lose that extra glow. So let this settle as well. Look how glowy and glass-like we look. I'm just gonna grab my Gucci pencil and just add a little bit of tint to the brows here so that they look just a little bit more fuller in some spots here. Let's apply the foundation now. So this is my YSL All Hours foundation, and this is the matte luminous foundation. I have the shade LN3. Okay, so I'm just gonna apply the back of my hand like this and go in with a sponge. Look at this cute red sponge that I have, and just slowly, this is exactly what I've been doing daily, and it is such a nice long wearing and fast makeup. Sometimes I add that Chanel stick, but not all the time, depending on how I feel like my skin's a little bit more hydration or not. Yeah, but I've been loving this YSL matte luminous matte foundation because you get the best of both worlds. You get a little bit of luminosity, more of a hydrating face, along with more of a matte face, which is sometimes I've been liking a matte foundation and not seeing all this glow coming through. And it also lasts very long. I've been wearing a mask with this foundation, and it looks so beautiful by the end of the night. When I come home, it looks really, really good. Look how nice it is. It just, you know, evens out the skin perfectly, and it doesn't dry up the skin at all. Like, it's a very interesting formula. I've been loving this. Definitely recommend this product. Let's move on to concealer. I have not been using concealer lately, but I've been using this High Glam Natasha Denona Brightener, and the shade I have is B1. And what I've been doing is just a dot in the inner corner like that, and that's pretty much it, because this one goes such a long way. A little bit goes a long way, so do not overdo it. I overdid it in another video and it's too much. But I just want this area a little bit more awake. So I'm going to spread mostly in this area here. And whatever I have left, then I'll just go this way. And of course, all over the eyelid afterwards. But let me see that I spread everything evenly. Yeah, so you can see the difference. This eye looks super bright and awake. And here we still have a little bit more darkness. It looks very nice. I love it. So I'm just going to go over very gently with a dampened sponge. Make sure that it's all pushed in. And look at that. This makes such a big difference. So I would not skip this step because it actually makes a big difference. This next product I have been loving so much. This is by YSL and this is the All Hours Hyper Bronze. The shade I have is the O2. Look how much I've been using. I like to go with this brush. Sometimes I switch them up. So this is the Makeup by Mario F2 and it has two sides and I'm going to go with this bigger one here because it feels like I can really control the product with this brush. I like to use my Hourglass dual-ended brush as well, but I feel like with this, I can control exactly where I want the product. I don't want too far on my forehead, and the size of the brush is just perfect. I love this bronzer so much. Again, I've tried this with a mask, this bronzer. Obviously, it's a powder bronzer, and it does last very nicely. It doesn't cause any patching from the mask. So I've been loving it, using it daily here. And this is the bronzer we chose when we did the vanity makeup. So I've been using these products quite a bit. So I've added 2 new products now on my vanity makeup. Is it 2? Yes, 2. The Hung Van Gogh. Is it Hung Van Gogh or Hung Van Gogh? Don't know exactly how to say it. Let me know down below. 1, Hung Van Gogh, or 2, Hung Van Gogh. How do you say it? And I purchased the foundation and the bronzer, and I have been loving those 2 products as well. They are more of a cream to powder products, which is what I love. When I buy a cream product, I love it when they are cream to powder because they last much longer. Like they apply like cream because they are cream, but they look like you have a nice powder product on your face. Super interesting formula. So sometimes I skip blush and I just use this bronzer. Wow, the skin feels super nice. Here, let me zoom in. You see this foundation and in combo with this, but this foundation works amazing even without this product. So you don't have to go spend your money on the Chanel stick, but look how beautiful it looks. I love it. So for blush, this is newer in my collection and it's another one of the products that I've just added to my vanity because I just purchased it. And this is by Armani, but I've been using before this blush a lot by Dior. This is what I've been using daily, but since I just picked this one up, I want to use this one. I've used it yesterday. The color I have is 2. It's such a beautiful shade. Very neutral and natural looking. I love it. And I'm going to use this Makeup by Mario F4 brush. And let me show you up close how pretty this is. I was looking for a blush that is very similar to a bronzer. Because sometimes I use my bronzer as my blush because I like this type of color on my face. Like I don't want a red or a pink sometimes. So I'm happy now I have this blush, and this blush is the same type of formula where it's a cream to powder blush, and I wore it yesterday and it wore so beautifully. This looks beautiful, right? I love this blush. Look, it has a very, very soft smell, but again, it's not perfume like the perfumes. It's more of a spa like smell. Okay, so for the eyes, what I've been using this palette a lot by Hourglass. Now it's expensive. I didn't know if it's worth it or not, but it's such a beautiful color story. This is the Curator Modernist palette, and I've been loving all the shades. So I'm just gonna set my eyes with this shade first right here. I'm gonna go into my nice BK Beauty pouch. This is where I keep my BK Beauty brushes so they don't get, dirt, dust, and hair on them. Yes, I'm gonna get this BK Beauty 206, and like I said, go into that light shade. And I like to use that shade just to set the eyes a bit. Very simple. Now I'm gonna go with a BK Beauty 201. and in going to this shade. So this is a perfect palette to create a simple eye look, and the shades are melting into your skin. They blend beautifully. They add something to the eye. Like, that's the perfect eye shade. You can just add this to your eye mascara and you're good to go. You can see the difference. It just makes the eye look more put together. So this is what I've been using, and I'm just gonna go after into the darker shade with a this brush right here, a 203 one, which is more of a flat brush. So in this shade right here, just add a little bit here. I don't want to create a nighttime smoky look, but I do want to add a little bit more color in here. I want it more subtle so you can barely notice it. So I'm going to go with my first brush now and just blend it. Lighter shade all over the eye. See, you don't have to be specific. You just put it all over the eye and start blending. Make sure you blend in this corner as well. Go with that darker shade and just add a little bit in the outer corner here. But it blends so nicely. That looks really good. So with whatever I have left on this flat brush, we're going to add this darker shade just in the outer corner here, and then a little bit here, and of course blend it. This is such a fast eye look, and it just changes your eyes in a little bit more of a better look. So I'm going to go with a flat brush again and go into this light shade again. This is a BK Beauty 206. And just intensify this inner corner just so you can see the difference of more bright going slowly towards of a darker shade. Moving on to mascara, I have this new mascara. I ran out of my tubing mascara. These are quite empty. These are my favorites. Tarte Tartlet and then Urban Decay Tube Job. So I ran out of those. So I purchased one from the drugstore because I didn't get a chance to get one from Sephora. This is by CoverGirl, the wrap one, and it's a tubing mascara. The difference is at nighttime, a little bit harder to remove than the Urban Decay and the Tarte mascara, but it adds something so nice to the lashes. I've used it yesterday for the first time, and I enjoyed the look. A little bit more harder to remove though at nighttime. It does come off because it's a tubing mascara. Just have to take your time a little bit more than the other two. You see the difference in this eyes? It looks so nice. A little bit, whatever I've left, just a little bit here. Like that. It looks really pretty, right? Let's move on to lips. So I still have this lip gloss. We can just remove it a bit. And I'm going to add this Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat Lip Liner. It's so pretty. Look at that color. It's a nice nude color. It's called Iconic Nude. Just contour the lips a little bit. It gives the impression that you added a little bit of bronzer, right? I think it needs sharpening. I love this color. I love both lip liners by Charlotte Tilbury. Definitely recommend this line. For lipstick, I haven't used this one only once on my channel. This is the new Marc Jacobs lipstick. It's quite bulky. I like more for lipsticks, more sleek, more thin, easier to carry in your purse. And this is in the shade 102, Lips Don't Lie. Like, you see how thin is the actual lipstick. So that's the color. And it's more of a balmy type of lipstick. So I think just dab. You see that nice nude color? It goes really good with this Charlotte Tilbury lip liner. It's really pretty. Packaging is a little bit bulky, but I really love the color. Here is the final look. You can add powder if you want. I did add powder before. My favorite powder to add is, I'll show you how it looks. Where's my puff? Oh, here it is. So here it looks without powder. You can see a very nice, healthy, glowy type of makeup. Favorite powder to use lately is this one by Dior, the Dior Backstage face and body powder in the shade 0 Neutral. I like to use this Makeup Forever puff and go into the powder. So you can see how nice it kind of eliminates the shine, but you still see the shine. It does not dry up your face. And I actually have dry skin, so I'm not really a powder person, but this powder has been adding a little bit more magic to my face. And this is the final look. So this has been my everyday makeup routine, more realistic, not Instagram perfect, right? But I think it works. It's perfect for every day. It's just very clean and very easy to do. So thank you so much for spending your time with me. I really appreciate it, and I cannot wait to see you in my next one. Love you guys. Bye.